So let's start and say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and start our revision for today. Question number 1, choose the correct answers from the following. Yasmin, would you please start?
Okay, belongs to animals that have no body support, jellyfish.
Yes, jellyfish. So guys, we divided the animals into animal with support and animal with no support. The animal with no support, they don't have internal skeleton or outer coverage or outer shell, like jellyfish, like octopus, like worm, okay? And the animal with support, okay, they have internal support or external shell. The internal support or the internal skeleton, like fish, reptiles, mammals, amphibians, all of us, okay, have internal skeleton. If you touch your hand here or your finger, you will find the internal bones. Or the snail and mussels, okay, osteo, they have outer shell. And we have some animals that have both the internal and outer. Like what? Like the turtle, the aquatic turtle, they have internal skeleton because they are reptiles, and in the same time they have outer a hard, strong shell in order to protect its body. So the answer here, guys, will be the jellyfish. Okay, I'm gonna to answer them now to make it ready after the session to send it for you. Okay, let's choose the orange or the pink. Okay. Khadija?
Yes, teacher. Granite is from plutonic igneous rocks.
Yes, granite is from the plutonic igneous rock. We know that, guys, the igneous rock is formed from where we have here the volcano, and this volcano, okay, the upper layer of the crust, okay. Under the Earth's surface, we have molten material that's known as magma. So here, under the Earth's surface, it's known as magma. This magma, when it starts to rise up and erupted through the volcano and start to flow and volified, it's known as lava. When these magma and lava start to cool, they form different type of igneous rock. The one is here, okay, above the Earth's surface, that become in contact with atmospheric air, it takes shorter time to cool, forming the volcanic igneous rock like basalt. But magma here, when it enters through the cracks in the Earth's crust, okay, it cools in these places. So it takes longer time to cool, forming larger crystal and forming the plutonic igneous rock like the granite. Okay, guys? Let's go to another question. Yet, number 3. Yet, can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me well?
Yes, teacher, we can.
So maybe
Yes.
Yet has a problem. Okay, Yet, can you talk now? No? Okay, Judy, answer this one.
Okay, teacher, pea plant belongs to dicotyledon plant.
Yes, dicotyledon plant. We divided the plants according to the way of reproduction into plants reproduced by formation of spores like vagare and adiantum. If you remember, they have this shape, okay, of leaves, long leaves with a needle shape, okay. And below the surface for this, okay, we have a small leaf here. Below this surface, we have the spores that have a blue or white color. And we have another plant that form seeds. According to the place where they form their seeds, we divided them into gymnosperm plant that form their seed inside cones like pine and cycas, and the other plants that form their seeds inside the precarp, okay, or in a flowering like like dicotyledon plant and monocotyledon plant. So dicotyledon plant, it's like pea plant, like bean plant, like orange, like apple, okay, have 2 parts inside its precarp. But the other one, which is known as monocotyledon plant, the seed is made only of 1 part. Let's go to number 4. Muhammad Shafi. Muhammad, can you hear me well? Hello? Muhammad. Muhammad. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Muhammad.
Okay.
Teacher, which Muhammad?
Muhammad Shafi'i. You, Muhammad.
Yeah, okay. Just say Shafi'i.
Okay, but because today we have the two classes together. Okay, number 4, Shafi'i.
Sources that dissociate with this.
Dissociating water producing negative hydroxide ion is? What are these substances?
Wait. NaCl is sodium chloride. Wait, the first one is sodium chloride.
Yeah, this is sodium
The second
chloride.
one
Very
is the second one is hydrogen chloride. The third one
hydrochloric
is
acid. Hydrochloric acid. Okay. Number C, letter C is
number C. Wait,
water.
Oh yeah, water. And
and D is
sodium. Wait, hydroxide.
yes, sodium hydroxide. So which one of them give the negative hydroxide ion? Sodium.
I think it's D. Sodium.
Yes,
hydroxide.
sodium hydroxide. Generally, guys, okay, the substance that produce a negative hydroxide ion when they dissolve in water, they are bases. Okay, all bases, guys. Okay, they dissociate in water and form a negative hydroxide ion, like sodium hydroxide, like calcium hydroxide, like potassium hydroxide, and they are characterized by having bitter taste, and they change litmus paper into blue. Don't forget this, okay? So we use the litmus paper to differentiate between what? Between base and acid. When you add a litmus paper into base, they will change their color into blue. When you add litmus paper into acid, they will change their color into red, okay? So we have 3 examples in your curriculum or in your book: sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, CaOH, okay, OH, and we have here 2 because the calcium is divalent, and also we have potassium hydroxide, KOH, but potassium and sodium, they are monovalent like hydroxide, and hydroxide is a negative monovalent atomic group, but calcium and potassium and sodium, all of them are metallic element that form positive ion. Okay. To number 5, Jeanette.
Yes, teacher.
An object. Read the question.
An object measured 5 Kelvin at a speed 4
meter per second.
Kinetic meter per second.
Yeah.
Kinetic energy equal. Okay, half multiply mass multiply speed to the power of 2, so it will half multiply
mass v squared. Yeah,
yes,
it will be
40.
Yes, right, it will be 40. We know that, guys, the kinetic energy is the energy that the object or the living organism has due to the motion. And we have this law that help us to calculate or get the kinetic energy for any object: half mass times the speed squared, or v squared. So here you will use 5 for the kilogram, and don't forget that, guys, that the mass must be in kilograms. So if you have it as grams, you have to convert it first into kilogram. And here we have the speed, which is equal 4, so 4 will be 16, and we have here half, so finally it will be 40 kilogram. Okay, thank you, Janet. Another question yet, number 6. Yeah, do you have a problem? Okay, go to another one. Mary Muhammad?
Yes, teacher.
This one, please.
Okay. The trivalent non-metallic element in its last energy level, there are 3 electrons.
The trivalent non-metallic element. Non-metallic element. And its last energy level will be what?
5.
Non-metallic element. Yes, very good. It will be 5, guys, not 3. Why? Because it's non-metallic element. we divided the element into metallic and non-metallic element. The metallic, they have 1 or 2 or 3, but non-metallic, they have 5 or 6 or 7. This is monovalent because it will lose this one. This is divalent and this is trivalent, okay? But if you look at here, this is trivalent and this is divalent and this is monovalent. This depends on how many electrons they were received from the other metallic element. So for monovalent element, they have 1 in the outer energy level, okay? But for non-metallic, they have 7. Okay, they are opposite to each other. For the divalent metallic, they have 2 in the outer energy level, but for non-metallic, they have 6. For trivalent metallic element, they have 3, okay, in the outer energy level, but for non-metallic element, they have 5. So you have to look at here, it's metallic or non-metallic. Once they said it's non-metallic, this means they will gain 3, because here is they said tri, they will gain 3. Which means they must have 5 electrons in the outer energy level. But if they said metallic, it will be 3, not 5. Okay, guys, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Go to another question, number 7. Muhannad? Muhannad, hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
The
Trivalent?
the trivalent metallic element in its last energy level, there are there are space electrons. There are.
We just answered this question. Trivalent metallic elements. So, how many electrons?
Trivalent, it will.
Metallic element.
It will lose 3.
Very good. 3. So this means that in the outer energy level, how many electrons they are?
16.
Yes, very good. They are 3 electrons. Okay. Hala, number, okay, it's again number 7. This one. Okay. The trivalent metallic element, its atomic number may be.
Yes, Miss, do you hear me?
Yeah. This one, the trivalent metallic element, in its atomic number may be. Its atomic number may be.
6.
6. Hala, look at here this question. Okay. We said that the trivalent metallic element, the last energy level must contain 3. When the energy level contain 3. Okay. So here, this is the atomic number 6. Distribute 6. Distribute 6. The electronic configuration for this electron. Malak, can you complete this question with me? Malak? Yes, can you complete this question?
Maybe 13.
Yeah, 13. Because guys, if you look at here, this is 2, 4. This is 2, 1. This is 2, 8, 5. And this is 2, 8, 3. So if it's a trivalent metallic element, it must be this. Here, 3 electrons, which means it's metallic and trivalent because it's going to lose these 3 electrons. Okay? So here it will be 13. Farah, number 8.
Okay, the covalent bond is the bond formed between,
Yeah.
Formed between positive ion and negative ion, 2 metallic atoms. Positive ion and negative ion.
Covalent bond, positive and negative. So what about ionic if the covalent is positive and negative? Covalent, they share the electrons together. Okay, they don't lose or gain, they share. So which element depends on sharing?
Two non-metallic.
Two non-metallic elements. Okay, we have, guys, two, okay, kind of bond, the ionic one or the covalent one. The ionic one depend on that you have a positive ion and you have a negative ion, so electrostatic attraction will happen between them, and usually they must form in between metallic and non-metallic, because metallic form positive ion, they usually lose the electrons to make the positive ion, but non-metallic, they gain these losing electron from the metallic to form the negative. So the electrostatic attraction occur between them, okay, which is more stronger than the covalent bond. But covalent bond, they usually happen between or occurs between non-metallic, because they depend on sharing. They can share the electrons together. And we have different, we have single covalent bond or double covalent bond or triple covalent bond. And these bonds depend on the number of electrons. The single covalent bond depend on 2 electrons, 1 from each atom. The double covalent bond depend on 2 electrons, okay, 2 from each atom. And the triple depend on 3 electrons, 3 electrons from each atom. Okay, let's go to another one. Yeah, number 9, if you can answer.
Okay, teacher. Heat transfers in space by where it was radiation.
Yes, radiation only. Okay, convection, conduction, and radiation, they are ways of heat transfer, but this depends on the medium that they are going to transfer. Radiation can happen through space or through medium, conduction through solid, convection through gases and liquid. Question number 10. Ahmed Sabri. Ahmed Sabri. Question number 10.
When the gas tone is turned on, the energy turns from...
Ahmed, we are in number 10. When the atom turns into a positive ion.
I read the number 11.
Okay, no problem. Just go to number 10.
Into a positive ion, the number of electrons.
The number of the electron decrease. Yes, yeah. Very good. Because, guys, we know that the positive ion, we said that it's usually for the metallic element. And metallic element, they have 1 or 2 or 3 in outermost energy level. So they are going to lose this electron, and in the same time, the nucleus here contains the proton, and the protons will be greater than electrons, so they are positive ion. Number 11, Muhammad Higazi.
Okay, and home the gas stove is turned on, the energy turned from
From what?
Chemical to thermal.
Yes, very good. Chemical to thermal. Because the gas, okay, gas stove depend on the natural gas. In natural gas, it's from the fossil fuel, and they have stored chemical energy, so they will change it into thermal. But Muhammad, if they said the electric stove, so it will be from what to what?
From electric to thermal.
Yes, very good. From electric to thermal. Asam, number 12.
I can answer number 15.
Okay, Shafi, answer number 12.
Me?
Okay, answer number 12, Shafi.
Okay. Atom of element A contains 11 protons and 12 neutrons. So its symbol is expressed as C.
C?
No, it's not. B.
It will be B.
B, yes. B.
Yes, very good. Why?
Because up is the mass number, which is 11 plus 12. So it's 23. And there are 11 protons, so that will be
Yes, because guys, usually the symbol of the element, okay, is symbolized by letters, okay. The first letter is capital, and if we have second letter, it will be small. So here we have A. And usually we write the atomic number, which is the number of the proton here at the bottom of the letter, and the mass number, which is equal number of neutron plus number of proton, which is 23 here at the top of the letter. And finally, this is sodium element. Okay, so it can be any other element, but the idea that you have to add the protons to neutrons to get the mass number is going to be written here at the top of the letters. And finally, don't forget that the number of the protons equal to the number of the electrons in any atom. And sometimes you will find the protons and the neutrons are equal, okay? And maybe the protons are less than neutrons, but you will never find that the neutrons are lower than the protons, except for the hydrogen that contain only one proton and one electron, and there is no neutron inside it. Okay, go to number 13. The car brakes are, Yasin, can you answer that? Yasin? Yasin? Okay. Khadija?
Yes, the car brake performance is an application of friction force.
Yeah, the application of the friction force. Yes, very good. The car brakes, the bike brakes, the motor brakes, all of them, guys, depend on the friction force between the brakes and the tire to stop their motion. Okay, Farah, number 14.
Okay, the super, I can see.
Superficial layer, or the outermost layer, or the upper layer of the Earth's crust. Oh, this will be of the Earth, not the Earth's crust, the Earth only.
Crust. The answer is gonna be.
Yeah, the answer is going to be crust. And if we said from the Earth's crust, it will be what?
The every what?
If we said the superficial layer of the Earth's crust, it will be
the thick of crust.
No, yeah, the superficial layer of the Earth's crust, it will be
the super layer of the Earth's crust is it have sand and
soil.
it have rock.
Yeah, soil. Okay, the superficial layer of Earth's crust, guys, is soil. So this question, okay, can be with two forms. This form like this, okay, that the superficial layer of Earth crust is soil, okay, and we can't choose something from this, it will be wrong, okay, or the upper layer of the Earth, or the outermost layer of the Earth, or the superficial layer of the Earth only, it will be the crust, okay? So just forget about the choices and just write here soil. Question number 15, Jeanette.
Okay, is among the theological application of ultraviolet radiation, sterilizing the set of surgical operation rooms?
Yes, sterilizing the set of surgical operation room. We have different electromagnetic waves, guys, and each one of them have a specific technological application. And for the ultraviolet, it's very important for sterilizing the set of operation room. Okay, the ultraviolet, the X-ray, and the gamma rays, most of them used in the medical purposes. Number 16, Yasmin.
Okay, is among the technological application of gamma radiation, D, discovering and treatment of swelling.
Yes, very good. Discovering and the treatment of some swelling or tumors in the human body. Okay. Question number 17, Judy.
All the planets have atmosphere except Mercury.
Yes, except for Mercury. All of them have a specific atmosphere except for Mercury. Go to number 18, which is very important. Khadija, can you answer that?
Yes, hydrochloric acid reacts with ammonia gas producing white clouds of ammonium chloride.
Yes, very good. So guys, this is the experiment that you have the shape that we have here, this test tube, and inside this test tube here, we have HCl, and this is the hydrochloric acid. And at the top here, we have this rod, and around this rod, we have here a tissue, okay, that contain, sorry, here is NH3, okay, guys, and here is HCl, okay. So when the ammonia gases start to rise up, they had the hydrochloric acid and form a direct combination reaction, forming a white cloud or white fumes. Most of them are right, white cloud or white fumes, okay, of ammonium chloride. And we can express that reaction as a chemical formula, okay, like this, NH3 plus HCl, and we must write here the condition that the acid is strong, so finally you end with NH4Cl. So you start with acid, okay, and start with the atomic group NH3, you end with the salt, which is made of NH4Cl. Go to number 19. Judy? Judy, you just answered this one, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much. Mariam, number 19. Mariam Muhammad.
Okay, teacher. Affect nervous system and eye. It's nitrogen oxide.
Yes, nitrogen oxide. Don't forget, guys, that we have bad effect or bad impact of the different gases like nitrogen oxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and sulfur oxide. So nitrogen oxide, they usually form during lightning, and they are poisonous gases or acidic gases that can affect our nervous system and the retina of the eye. Number 20, Yet.
Okay, teacher. It will be silver symbol is Ag, and sodium symbol is Na. And iron symbol is Fe, so it will be C.
So it will be letter C.
Number C.
Don't forget that, guys. Yeah, letter C. Guys, if you look at here, sodium is SO, but we write its symbol as Na because the symbol for the chemical elements come from the Latin language, okay? And Latin language, okay, have a different letters or different format than the English language. So sodium here is narratium, so we take it Na. And iron is ferrous, okay, or ferric according to its valency, so it's Fe, and silver is argentum, so it will be Ag, which is totally different. So please don't be distracted in this. But in the same time, we have some element, they have their symbols like the English, like carbon, start with C, and most of them, like calcium, Ca, okay? Let's go to another number, 21, Muhannad. Muhannad, hello. 21, please. Just wait. I don't know where the other, why they don't answer me. Muhannad, can you answer that?
Sure.
Okay, Shafi. Muhannad, okay. So Shafi,
yes.
Complete okay. 21, and Muhannad, you will answer 22, okay?
Okay.
Number of energy levels in chlorine and chlorine ion are more than the number of energy levels in its atom.
The number of the chlorine ion, okay, is more than the number of energy level in the atom. Are you sure for this answer? Okay, Shafi, do you know the electronic distribution for chlorine, or the atomic number for chlorine? It's 17. Okay.
Okay.
So distribute 17. It will be 2.
2. 8.
7.
And then 7. Yeah.
Yeah. This chlorine atom is going to lose or gain?
Gain.
Gain. How many electrons?
1.
1. So this one will go to where? Will
Wait,
go to
equal to. Okay. Wait.
Yeah,
it says energy levels. Okay. I thought it meant electrons.
Yeah, so this is very important, guys, to read the question well. If it's the electron, it will be, of course, more than, because the chlorine atom is going to gain another electron to make its outer energy level filled with 8 electrons to be used. But here they are talking about the energy level. So it will be equal to, okay?